Hello, everybody. I am on the new laptop. If you follow me on Facebook, you realize my desktop went kaput. So we are here doing our Friday Q&As, and we do this every Friday. These are questions that are sent to me via comments on videos, Facebook, email, Instagram, and Twitter. I see Netflix on your TV. What are you currently watching? I have rediscovered my love for Cold Case Files. I have watched a few subtitled documentaries from the Middle East, France, Italy. So, The Vatican Girl, that was a good one. Makes you really think. But yes, that's kind of what I'm watching on Netflix, serial killer documentaries. I want a non-phone job, but my data entry skills suck. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is get some data entry skills. And there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. First, you need to know what you're typing per minute, your words per minute. And you can go to like typingtest.com, typingtest.net, just look for free typing test. They've got a 1 minute, a 3 minute, and so on that you can do. So I would highly recommend doing that. And then you could go to data entry tests that are free. Do alphanumeric as well as numeric. You're probably wanting to get around 5,500 keystrokes per hour to land a good work from home job. I know some that are non-phone that need about 50 words per minute typing. So you definitely need to sharpen those skills. One of your assessments will be a typing test for those types of jobs. Other types of jobs where you might not be on the phone as much would be like claims. Some of the back-end claims departments, they'll make outbound calls to like doctors or patients, and they will go ahead and do some things like that. What does a 1099 job look like? So, one of the things that I tell people about working a 1099 job, which I've done for a few years, is you get to make your own schedule. But it's not hourly, no benefits, no taxes taken out, and stuff like that. However, if you have childcare or elder care or pet needs that you need to wrap a schedule around, then that is definitely something that you can do. Another thing that people do is just try to, 1099 is good for getting your feet wet. If you're having problems with your resume, getting interviews, getting your foot in the door into an entry-level customer service position, a 1099 through a lot of companies like LiveOps, NextRep, Verifast, Omni Interactions, Direct Interactions, Working Solutions. I'm not big on Arise, but some people like Arise. And places like that, you can get the skills. A lot of the entry-level customer service, they want 6 months to a year to 1 to 2 years experience to get your foot in the door. But that's one way to get your foot in the door. The barrier is pretty low. Mostly it's just passing a background check. So that's good. How strict is the attendance for work from home? Unlike a brick and mortar building where you are physically seen and seen from the office, and yes, they have cameras, seen from there, and IT looks at your company computer and sees you from there. Attendance, especially for training, is very, very strict. A lot of times you cannot at all miss but a few hours of training for maybe a doctor's appointment or internet issue. It is done that way because there is so much information, you may not get caught up. And then that makes a very bad working experience for you, your peers, and your trainers. So it is very strict. Now, when you are in the interview and they tell you it's, like I know one company, we're not going to drop names, 10 months is their training. You can't take off for 10 months. Obviously, I see a doctor every 4 to 6 months. That wouldn't work for me. I would have to say no to that. even if the pay was good. I'm just not going to do that. For those that are looking for that and can adhere to that schedule, it's a wonderful opportunity to get into with a company that maybe they're growing, something like that. But work from home attendance, you need to be upfront. I understand things happen, but if you are pregnant, if you have a surgery, if you have vacation, you need to just be upfront and see if it'll work for you. What is a good starting pay? Well, that will vary on what the job is and where you live. But I usually tell people get around as close to $15 an hour starting. Take into effect the benefits that you are getting working from the company and see if that is something that works for you. Now, there are some companies that do start out higher. I know one of the highest paying companies that start even the lowest employee at is $20, and that's U.S. Bank. How do I budget my money as a 1099? So one of the things that you'll have to do as a 1099 is take out taxes. Now, I am not a tax professional. You should seek the advice of a tax professional. But this is what Becky did when she was a 1099. I live in the state of Texas. There is no state income tax, so I'm not going to talk to that. For every $100 that I made, I put $30 aside for taxes. I got a subscription to QuickBooks Self-Employed. I put my income, deduction, and expenses in. QuickBooks Self-Employed can match up with TurboTax, which is the tax software I use. And they can do something as simple as, tell you quarterly or annually how much you would owe in taxes. So, and what is deductible from taxes is a whole new story. Okay. Explain a home office setup. So I'm going to move. That's my work computer that you see. A home office setup will either be a laptop or a desktop. You should have a camera, a keyboard, a mouse, headset. I have a storage device that I use for when I... Sorry, let me get this out real quick. Okay, I have a portable storage, like 3 tetrabytes, gigabytes, something. It's big. So I have removable storage that I keep all my files on, because when things happen to you, like what happened to me, and your computer goes kapooty and you lose everything except what's on that storage, then you learn to appreciate it. Okay, last question. If I can open it. Okay, how do I know how much money to accept? This again goes into the fact that you need to know what your cost of living is. I've done several videos on reverse budgets, but you need enough money that 86% of the gross pay should cover your portion of the bills. So anyways, thank you all so much. You have a good day.